So, it's been 5 weeks. I'm very excited that it's going as quickly as it is. Not that I'm not enjoying it, but I'm excited to graduate. So, that's been good. This has been an interesting week. It started off all normal, and we finished Hamlet Monday, and that was okay. I was a little bit, I don't know. I had the kids just finish watching the movie because they were so overwhelmed with actually reading it. So I feel like I kind of gave up on it, but at the same time, if they're not going to read it and they get it by watching, then what's the issue? I don't know. That's something that I've been thinking about this week. They also had their Hamlet projects, so we started that in class, and I opened up the class wiki, showed the kids how to do that, got them all usernames and passwords, and that went well. Some of the other teachers are like, "What are you doing? I don't know how to do this," because I collaborate with 2 special ed teachers, and they were like, "Yeah, this is all you. I don't know it." So that's been fun. Not a big deal though. The kids seem to really like it, and we were in the lab Tuesday, Wednesday, going over how to use the website and things like that, and there's a lot of technological difficulties with Toondo and with Prezi. The school computers are really slow, so that was unpleasant, but I modified some things from there, so that was good. I think it's good to always try to be as flexible as possible. That was kind of the theme for this week, actually, because Thursday was quite exciting. We started Romanticism, and I liked how it was going first and fifth period for the most part. We just talked about some art and talked about what's going on historically in the period before we start looking at Wordsworth and things like that. But there's a lockdown Thursday afternoon, so luckily I was just in a planning period, and I was having ravioli lunch with one of the students and my cooperating teacher, but it was like forever, and I had to go to the bathroom. It was bad, and so we didn't have eighth period. I was locked in the room, and because we didn't have eighth period, obviously they were behind. So that was another issue in which I had to be flexible this week. We caught them mostly up this week, or this day, Friday. So that's been good. The one thing I would have liked to have done differently, and there are many, but the major thing would have been to do something other than a PowerPoint with art on it for Romanticism. It was kind of awkward because I was trying to, my CT does something a certain way, and she kept like heavily hinting to me that I should be doing it that way too, and like that's fine, but that's not how I would have introduced Romanticism. I don't know. I've had the kids like at centers or something rather than sitting and listening to me talk, because I don't think that they got a lot out of the art, but I don't think they got much out of me talking in conjunction with the art. But that's okay. And we're gonna go back. Obviously, we're not only talking about Romanticism for one day. We're gonna go back and we're reading Frankenstein, so we're gonna go back and go through Frankenstein as we go and apply elements of Romanticism to it. So that will be good, and it'll give me a chance to improve that issue. For first and fifth on Thursday, I passed out their new unit stuff, and they were so overwhelmed by the calendar. But the calendar says such things as in-class reading day and in-class writing day, and have your rough draft due here, easy stuff, nothing too big. But I guess in a 5-week period, it looked really a lot. And I was like, guys, it's like a weekly schedule on the board. And now it's obviously changing. Oh, also, originally the reason why I did Frankenstein is because they apparently had a lot of books that no one was using, and so I just assumed, you know what you say, or you know what they say about assuming. I just assumed they were there, and I think I had checked 2 weeks ago about it, and they were there. But of course, I go to check it on Monday, and they're not there, and no one in the department knows where they are. So there's 80 Frankensteins missing. So we had to order new Frankensteins, and it was a little bit of an upset in the week, because I was planning on passing them on Thursday, but then they weren't going to be there until Friday, and then I found out on Thursday that the invoice or whatever hadn't gone in, so we might have to wait. But luckily, they came today anyway, and life was good. And we'll just be a little bit behind, so I have to go back this weekend and kind of restructure things. But the whole theme for the teaching lesson this week was all about being flexible and adapting to certain situations, and that was interesting. Fun, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of fun because then you get to play around and experiment. And also, I was pretty ticked about the lockdown, because for a while they didn't tell us anything, and they were telling me that lockdown sometimes it's just drug dogs coming in. And I think that the administration should have a responsibility to tell the teachers what's going on, so we're not sitting there in absolute horror. And admittedly, it was a guy with a rifle, so that's kind of horrifying. But the worst things go through your mind when you're sitting in the dark with your door locked, eating lunch, your back up against the wall so they can't see you if they look through the door. It was very odd, and I'm not a fan. So and I understand it was an emergency in that situation, so that was a little bit different. But when we first got in, I was like, if this is really just freaking drug dogs, I did not need to have a start attack. But that's just how life goes. So it's been a good week. We're getting started with Frankenstein next week and their independent novel. So it should be an interesting time. And I'm looking forward to it. Alright, bye!